Hey, it's John Allen from Charm City Devils, and you're listening to the brutally. That's gonna be tough.
Yep.
Brutally delicious podcast. Okay, yeah. I'm trying to talk, but my mouth keeps getting in the way. All right. Hey, you got John Allen from Charm City Devils, and you've got the Brutally Delicious podcast.
Brutally delicious!
Hey, you're listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast. I'm Bruce.
And I'm Chris. Does everyone notice how good Bruce's mic sounds today?
Yeah, we're moving up in the world.
Hey, man.
Bigger bands afford us the opportunity for real microphones. So Thank you, sir. I appreciate you taking the time.
No, that was fun, man. It was awesome.
Hope you don't think we're too fucked up. That was Chris's idea, by the way, for the quiz.
Oh, fuck that. What an ass.
Man. Well, that's
John,
cool.
thank you for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys, man. I appreciate it.
Good luck with the record, and maybe we'll
you.
catch you over this way soon.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Hopefully.
Take care,
Be well,
guys.
my friend.
And
Talk to you
let
later.
us know if you're playing in the DC area. I want to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you said Northern Virginia. Which?
I'm
which part?
I'm in Sterling, so I can go like into DC or wherever. So.
Okay, we'll do. Yeah, I'm out here near Columbia. I'm in Western Howard County.
Cool.
I'm pretty close to you. Yeah.
Nice. I'm still learning
awesome.
the areas, but I'll look it up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm only like I said, like 50 miles max away from you.
Oh, cool. That's close.
All right,
dude.
Take care, guys.
Take it easy.
All right, man. Be well.
Cheers.
See
You
ya.
too. Bye.
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 He works hard on that boat, man.
My God. I roomed with him the first year, and I think he slept maybe 2 hours the whole time.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's I've known some people that work on that boat, and it's a 24-hour-a-day job.
Yeah.
Like you might get some snooze in here or a snooze in there, but it's metal. They have metal running from 11 in the morning until 5 in the morning every single day.
What was the latest show you've seen on that boat?
The latest show that I saw on that boat?
Have you made it all the way to like the last one?
What do you mean?
Like, have you stayed up till like 4 in the morning and seen a band? Because I'm going to be honest, I have not.
Okay. So the latest I've stayed up on days 1 to 3 is probably about 5 in the morning.
Really?
Yeah. But in 2016, I went with my friend Chris Payne, who used to play bass in a band of mine.
Mm-hmm.
And on the last night, they did karaoke on the pool deck there, and we didn't go to bed. We stayed up all night. Like I remember, they shut down karaoke, and we're like, "Oh, I guess we should go to bed." And then we realized the sun was out, and we were docked. And we were like, "Oh fuck, what are we gonna do?" And Chris is like, "Fuck, we can't fall asleep, man." And well, I don't know if you heard this story from me in 2011 or not, but so in 2011, I also stayed up all night on the last night, and I went back to my room because we were docked and they were telling everyone to get off the boat, and I sat down to tie my shoes and I fell asleep in my bed.
Really?
In my bed, and the next thing I know, I have 4 Royal Caribbean people lifting me out of bed. I'm in the hallway of the ship, and I had the security guard pulling my bag behind me, and I'm like, "What the fuck's going on? Holy fuck!" Right? And they're like, "You have to get off the boat." I was like, "What the fuck? I got to check for my shit." And I'm like,
Nice.
Yeah, dude. I was just like, "Oh my God." And then I got off the boat, and I had no idea where I was going. I didn't book a hotel. I didn't know anything about what I was doing. So I'm just sitting on the bench out front, and I'm thinking to myself, fuck, I didn't plan for anything. My plane doesn't leave for another, doesn't leave till tomorrow. Or so I thought. This story gets crazier. And I didn't know what the fuck to do. I was just sitting on that bench, and I was like, I'm going to have to turn on my cell phone, and try and find a hotel, I guess. I don't know what's going to happen. And then a bunch of my friends came out who were working on the boat. And they're like, dude, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, fuck, I don't know. They're like, come with us. So I went and I stayed in their hotel. And ironically enough, Testament was there and we all had drinks and we were drinking again with Testament.
Nice.
Yeah. And I was just like, holy fuck, this is crazy. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go to bed and I'll leave in the morning. And I was on South Beach at the time. So I get up and I'm fucking hungover, dude. Like, I'm talking like I drank from the moment I got on that boat until the day after and up all night. And then I go to get in the cab. It's like 4 a.m. I look fucking haggard as shit. I got my suitcase, my winter jacket, because I'm flying back to Canada. And I get in the cab, and cab starts driving in the cab. He's like, wait 1 second. It's like, what? He's like, stop. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he gets out of his car, and he screams at this guy and this girl walking down the street, you know that's a dude, right? And this girl goes, fuck off, man. And I was just like, what the fuck is going on?
Nice.
Here? So anyways, I finally get to the airport and I got like no time to board the plane. I'm so late, I think. So I get there and the girl looks at me. She's like, are you checking in for your flight? I was like, yeah. She's like, you're not flying today. I was like,
oh no.
I was like, why? Does the plane not is there a problem? She's like, yeah. I was like, well, what's the problem? And she's just like, you're totally drunk. And I was like, no, I quit drinking yesterday. I'm fine. And she's like, you're not flying. And I was like, so finally I talked her into letting me fly. And by the time I got through security, they didn't let me fly. So I missed my flight. So
really? You got denied for being drunk?
Well, I got denied for being late was what really happened. But that's what made me late. So check this out. So I walk back outside and there I am in the same fucking position I was the day before. I got no hotel. I have no fucking idea where I am. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. And this cop walks by and I'm like, excuse me, sir. I need to get back to my hotel on South Beach. He's like, well, what's the name of the hotel? I was like, to be honest, I have no idea. And he's like, are you fucking serious? I was like, I'm sorry. I just got off a cruise and then I stayed at this hotel with some friends. I don't know where it is. I would recognize it if I saw it. And I know it's like a few blocks away from South Lincoln or whatever. And he's like, right. Well, get on that bus. And that bus takes you back to South Beach. When you see your hotel, just get off. I was like, okay, sure, that sounds fine. So I get on the bus, and at this point, I am fucking more hungover than I've ever been in my life. Now, I don't want people to think like I'm a total waste case here with this story. I think
people are going to get that.
I had just gone through a pretty nasty separation/divorce. We had to sell the house. There's all kinds of things that happened. And I was newly single Chris. So as everyone that's gone through that knows, you go through this period of extreme partying. And that's what was happening. And so anyways, I get on the bus. And about every second stop on the bus, I have to get off the bus. Because I don't know if I'm going to fucking puke, shit myself, or pass out, or have a seizure. I don't know. I'm so fucking hungover. so the bus gets to the stop. I get off the bus. I lie on the ground. I just lay there until I'm like, okay, I can catch the next bus. So the next bus would come, get on it, go 2 stops. Fuck, this isn't going to work. Get up, lie on the ground. So finally, after it should have been like maybe a 30-minute bus ride. It took me like 2.5 hours to get back to South Beach because I had to keep getting off and fucking laying on the grass, curled up in a little ball like, oh, fuck.
Nobody took you to the drunk tank or anything?
No. I don't know. I kind of assumed it was normal in Miami. I don't know. So I finally get back to the hotel and I walk in and the guy was like, didn't I just call you a cab to the airport? I was like, yeah, I missed my flight. He's like,
nice.
He's like, fuck. Okay. I was like, well, I can't remember what room I was in. He's like, well, who are you staying with? And I said, oh, I'm staying with this person and this person and this person. They're like, sorry, we can't give out names. It's not, those names aren't booked on our sheet, so we don't know what you're talking about. And I'm just like, holy fuck. It's like 8 a.m. at this point, maybe. And I'm just like, fuck me, man. So I was like, well, I think it was on floor 16. So I go to floor 16.
Oh my God.
And I bang on the door. Guy opens the door. What the fuck do you want? I was like, oh, sorry, wrong floor. So I get on the elevator.
I'm surprised you didn't get your ass kicked.
So I go up to the next floor, knock on the door, and I hear my friend, fuck off, I'm sleeping. And I was like, dude, it's me. I missed my flight. Fuck off. I said, no house cleaning. Fuck off. I'm sleeping. And I was just like, fuck, dude, it's Chris. Let me in. He's like, fuck. And he opens the door and he's fucking butt naked. He's like,
is this Ken?
No, his name was Blake.
Yeah. Oh, I remember Blake.
Yeah. So he opens the door, he's fucking butt naked, and he's like, oh, hey, man, what are you doing here? I thought you were flying out. I was like, I missed my flight. He's like, oh, fuck, come on in. Like, I was like, I need to sleep. He's like, yeah, me too. So I'm like, at that point, I'm never drinking again, ever. And then at about 4 in the afternoon, 5 in the afternoon, the phone rings. And we had to go party.
Nice. So you ran around South Beach partying again.
No, we went and had dinner with Testament, and then which was really cool. And then we caught a fucking limo out. They were playing at the Culture Room in Fort Lauderdale. So we caught a limo out there.
Yeah, that's Rory. Rory worked there for a long time.
Oh, cool. Yeah. And we watched Testament there. And then I caught my flight the next day.
Nice.
Dude, I will never forget that kind of deal. That was fucked up. Oh God.
Nice. So
sorry to go
while
on like
we're
that.
waiting for Charm City.
Yeah.
I guess they only have a few minutes and then we're going to have to move into My Dying Bride. I've got a 70,000 ton story that I've never told you that is going to blow your mind.
Okay, hit me.
So we're on the first boat and I don't know. Sometime just before we docked, Rory talked me into getting off and going exploring Cozumel with them.
Okay.
It was going to be him and all the guys in Epica except for Simone.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't want to. My plan was I was going to sleep or sit by the pool because I had done a lot of shit for 2 days and, I'm 90 years old, so I wasn't used to it all. I was just going to hang out.
Yeah.
So he cons me into getting off the boat and we go exploring and we end up downtown. Did you get downtown?
No.
Okay. So we get downtown and there's this scooter rental place. And these guys get the bright idea. Let's rent some mopeds or scooters and we'll go travel around Cozumel. Something inside me, you get that little feeling inside you that says, don't do this. It's not going to end right. Well, yeah. I squashed it and said, all right, cool, let's do it. So we rented these scooters and we ended up checking out some ruins, had a great afternoon. Ended up at like the far side of the island and we were chilling out, eating, got a good real Mexican meal.
Yeah.
We're almost back, right? So it's like 4:00. The boat leaves at 5.
Oh no.
We're almost back. I can see the place where we rented the damn scooters and somebody fucking taps the back of my wheel and I dumped the scooter on the cobblestone street.
Oh no.
So I get up and I'm like, holy fuck. I walk it back to the place because it's literally that close. And the dude comes out and he's like, you owe me $2,000. And I go, I don't have $2,000. Cool. So John, thanks for joining us. For those who don't know the Charm City Devils, can you give us the 2-sentence boardroom elevator pitch?
Oh, geez. 2 sentence, huh?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, we were named by Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue way back when. Charm City is the nickname for Baltimore. It's our hometown, so that's where the name came from. That's how he came up with it.
Nice.
We've been out there doing it for a while now. Man of Constant Sorrow is probably our biggest hit in the U.S. We did a remake of that a few years ago, a rock, kind of metal version of that, and and we took a hiatus for like the last 3 years, and now we're back with a new EP called 1904.
What was it like coming back after being away for so long?
Well, I never really stopped. I had a side project that I was doing, so I'm always thinking of music and writing music, and I used to drive my wife crazy with little scraps of paper all around the house with lyrics on them. Now it's my voice memos all clogged up on my iPhone. It's crazy. Like I went to play something the other day, and it took like 40 seconds for the song to kick in. I was like, oh crap, I better start cleaning some of these out of here.
Before you lose them.
Yeah, it's bogging down the memory chip in this iPhone. But I never stop. I mean, this is something that I've been doing since I was probably 9 or 10 years old, and for better or for worse, I'm this is what makes me tick. So this is what I do.
Okay,
that's awesome.
What was the? Go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
No, go ahead, Bruce. It's fine.
What was the writing process like for 1904? You guys, when you came back together, did you all write together? Or is it more the efforts of one particular member of the band?
I've always been the driver of the, I think, so the process just was much the same as it's been. I'm either inspired by guitar riffs or a drum beat, one of the guys might play, or sometimes, a lot of times I'll hear something in my head, some people call it head voice, like the song Broken Hearts and Broken Bones off the EP started out with, I heard kind of everything. I heard the guitar, and I heard the vocal melody and the cadence and some of the lyrics in the first verse, and that's what you hear. Ted came in, the guitar player, with a killer riff for the chorus, and helped me finish that song. Whereas the other songs on the EP started with guitar riffs that really inspired me, like Dollar Signs and Tides Are Changing, and then the killer guitar stuff that Ted came up with for the verse of Skipping Stone. Those are right. There's no set writing process, is what I'm. Long story longer is what I'm trying to say.
Oh no, that's cool.
However we kind of however it comes together is like cool with us. We put no restrictions on it.
Okay.
Cool. So Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I
keep interrupting you. Go ahead.
Yeah, you do. He's such an asshole. I'm just kidding. But anyways, so from the time you've started to where you are now, technology is really it's exponentially grown, especially in audio production. How do you find that your writing process is changing because of technology, or is it?
No, it has changed quite a bit. So in the bad old days, you'd sit there and you'd hammer away on a song with the band and practice and change things and refine it. And it might take, depending on how often you could get together, it might take a week or two to a month to try and hone a song. And now with Pro Tools, I can get down here and lay down a song idea, and then within a week or two or a month or so, I can have a song in it. So it basically works out to be the same amount of time.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. It should be faster. It would be if I was really good, but I'm not. So it still takes the same amount of time.
Nice.
It's funny, right? I remember the first time I got Pro Tools, I came from this digital 2-inch tape originally, and then to this digital Fostex 8-track, and you don't have any options. You just you put down what you put down, and you work it out until it's right, and then you move on.
Right.
Once I got Pro Tools, my audio engineering went to shit for a while because I just had so many options. There was just no.
Right.
It's just well, maybe I should try this compressor, or
right.
The final one, the joke that everyone makes, your snare. Let's work on our snare for 10 days. There's just too
Right. And that's the real tricky thing, that people who don't do that, no one understands. I was trying to explain to somebody the other day, like with visuals, seeing things, I think we all, we see something and we see it, it's concrete. Sound, audio is not only, it's psychological as well. And then you can become hyper focused on one thing and work on that, like you said, like the snare drum, like for whatever, amount of time. And it's hilarious. I heard an interview with Jimmy Iovine when he was, he engineered, as a Tom Petty, I don't know if it was Refugee or one of those early songs.
Yeah.
And I think it was an interview with Stern, and he was talking about, and he played the song, and he just shook his head and was kind of, and Howard asked him, like, what's wrong? And he said, well, we tracked that song, and I wasn't happy with the drums, and we kept doing it for like a week, and I couldn't figure it out. And because Stan, that drummer, was just a great pocket kind of player. He played everything sort of, I guess, behind the beat, and Jimmy wasn't getting the energy he wanted out of it. And I think Jim Capaldi, this great session drummer from the '70s, poked his head in the studio, and he's like, "What?" He's like, "It just needs a shaker." And so Capaldi comes in with these little film vials full of beads or whatever, BBs, and puts a shaker on it. And so now Jimmy Iovine says, like, every time he hears a song, the only thing he hears when he listens to that song is that shaker. He focuses
Nice.
right in on that thing. So I can totally relate. Our bass player was just saying that to me. He's like, I'll sit behind you, and you will keep like this part on a loop, and I'm sitting there thinking, what the fuck is he listening to? I don't know what I was listening to in that particular part, but yeah, it's crazy, and then your ears get dull, and you don't hear things correctly, and it's just the whole thing that and it just drives me bananas, because the hours and the amount of time we can spend on something, and somebody can hear a song and just summarily go, I don't really like his voice. Next, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
man, I just spent a year of my life on this record. It's like, oh shit.
So are you engineering your own records?
I am, unfortunately, yes.
Hey, I think that's one of the coolest parts about technology right now, actually,
Yeah.
is that the artist has total control. Whether that's good or bad, that can be debated.
Right.
But I think it's a really cool thing about it.
Yeah. I try to build the tracks here, and then if we have the budget, I'll send certain tracks out for mix. If I'm struggling with one of the songs in the mix process, so I've actually mixed most of the tracks on this EP. Skipping Stone was the exception. Sent it off. This guy Kyle Odell is a great new engineer. Mixed it, but then when I got it back, I actually went in and I kind of rearranged a couple things on it, and I actually added some guitars and lo-fied the first verse vocal. So I changed a couple things to it, but the overall real meat and potatoes of that mix is his, and it's it sounds pretty huge.
I thought you were going to say
Nice.
you added a shaker.
Right.
But I think that's really cool. When I mix for people now, I'm using the Pro Tools collaboration feature a lot.
Oh yeah.
So it gives me the ability, people will send me the mix, and then I can send it back, and they can either make a quick change themselves right in the session and it will bounce back to me, or they can make notes right inside the session and it updates in real time, like right in front of you.
Oh wow, that's so great. I'm so behind the times. I'm on HD8.
Oh wow.
And yeah, I'm actually this week, now that I finally got the mixes, everything mastered and everything away. This week I'm gonna, update my OS and, hopefully don't lose a lot of my plugins and try to get somewhere close to this decade or this century with my rig.
Well, if you need a hand with it, you can let me know. I do that. I'm a Pro Tools guy. That's all I do all the time.
Okay, then I need your contact information when we get done here because I need help.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, Bruce. Sorry, I'm hijacking with tech questions because as soon as somebody starts talking,
you always
about...
take it down the technology route. Let's bring it back to Charm City Devils. Sure. When you're writing your songs, is there a message or something you want your fans to walk away with after listening to it?
I don't think that I don't think I roll into most songs with that thought process in mind. I think that it really depends on the song and like a line that may start the song writing process. But there does seem to be, sitting back after a couple years, there does seem to be similar themes that kind of run through a lot of the songs here and there. Like somebody mentioned that Skipping Stones lyrically is kind of an extension of the song called Still Alive from our Sins record. And, I could see that line being drawn. Still Alive was written after I had a cancer scare. I'd been diagnosed with squamous cell carcinoma. And it's one of the skin cancers that can migrate to your vital organs and then, it can kill you. So, luckily it was caught early and so I'm a survivor, but Skipping Stones sort of is along those lines, whereas, you learn to, or you should try to live your life, with an appreciation of every day, because you really don't know when it's all going to end. And it talks about the struggles and just try to keep a positive attitude and keep moving forward with your life.
Nice.
And then some of the other songs, like Tides and Dollar Signs, are really sort of talking about society and what's going on in the world around us today, and Dollar Signs, talking about, maybe it's a little cynical about money being the driver, and I hit upon the oxy problem in this country, and that's being driven by pharmaceutical profits, and I hit upon other subjects in that song, and from the viewpoint of like, hey, I'm here I am, struggling, and I think almost every American can relate to this, but I've got nothing to show for it. I'm working hard and just can't ever seem to get ahead.
Right.
Yeah. And so, and then Tides really talks about, the changes that are occurring in our society in general and overall. And then Broken Hearts and Broken Bones is kind of, I guess, a more introspective sort of song that, ultimately I kind of, after I finished the lyrics, I kind of looked back and I was like, oh yeah, this is a song about the fear of death. Yeah. I think a lot of the tunes that's kind of an underlying theme, but yeah, it's always there. It's always in the back of my head, I guess. So, yeah, good times, man. Party songs, right?
When is the full EP going to be available?
November 22nd, a couple weeks. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah,
we're gonna have.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I checked out Skipping Stone today. It sounded great.
Oh, thank you. Cool.
So, but then I realized, this is the only song here.
Really?
From this EP.
Well, we have offered Dollar Signs is out as a little gratification track until you can buy the rest of them. You can hear that on Apple Music, I guess, and iTunes and Spotify. And I think it's available on all the other platforms as well. Then yeah, on the 22nd, you can get the rest of it. We have pre-order links up on our website, charmcitydevils.com. We are going to offer a physical CD, T-shirt, poster bundle that's going to go up, I believe, tomorrow, or if not, it'll be up in a few days. So
Nice.
please, go to Facebook and look for that. Look for our stuff on, like I said, on the website, charmcitydevils.com.
Nice.
Okay. So I saw that you have a couple dates in December. Are you guys planning on taking this out on the road for any length of time?
Yeah, we're working on tour dates for the new year. We're getting our feet wet with a couple of regional dates here in not West Virginia, Winchester, Virginia, and Maryland. We're going up to New Jersey in early January for a couple of dates, and then we're hoping to get out to the Midwest in the middle of January. Probably not the ideal time, since snow will be falling in great amounts. But we got to get out there. We've got some radio stations that are supporting the record early on, and we want to get out there for them and for our fans. Our drummer has family out there, and we'll get out there and see them. And it's it's just a great area. We have a lot of support out there in like Kenosha and Madison and Dubuque and Cedar Rapids and Flint, Michigan, and all these areas way out there where it snows a lot and it's really cold in the winter. So hopefully our van won't break down.
Yeah, fingers crossed for sure.
So would you drive out there, or would you fly and go from there?
We'd probably drive out there. Yeah, it's I don't know if we could get anybody a road crew guy to drive all our stuff out there and meet us
through the snow and the ice.
Right, that would be nice.
Yeah, I did one tour in Canada in the middle of January, and I swear I'd never do it again.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I see bands with tour schedules in Canada in the winter, and it blows me away. I don't know how it happens, but a lot of bands do it. Like Theory of a Dead Man. We've toured with those guys a bunch, and they go to Canada in the winter. I think they're doing one in coming up very shortly.
They're huge, I mean, they're from Vancouver. Well,
right,
Abbotsford,
right.
But it's basically Vancouver, and so I guess they're used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we did. In one of the bands I played drums in, we were driving across the border from Buffalo or Rochester one night. It was in December. We were going to play in Toronto, and the snow was coming down. It looked like the flakes were as big as my fist. And I remember the whole band like huddled in the front lounge, just looking at the windshield and the snow coming at us. And our manager actually had joined us for this run because it was a radio run. And we kept looking at him, kept going, are you sure? Are you sure? Do we really need to do this? Do we really need? And we got to Toronto, and he was like, we need to do this. There was like 12 people in the frickin' audience for the show. We were like,
oh man,
we could have died on the road last night for 12 people, man. Like this was not worth it, whatever. Yeah. All for rock and roll, baby.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, driving in the snow is like something that I cringe at.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up I'm originally from Canada, so like
okay.
I get the snow, but I hate it.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
Florida, man, Florida.
Yeah, I spent 15 years in St. Pete. I loved it there.
It's really nice right there. We like to go to Anna Maria Island, man. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah. Beautiful.
Right near there. Yeah.
That whole Gulf is nice and calm and mellow and relaxing.
Yeah, it's awesome. White sand beaches. It's great. It's great down there.
Well, John, that's all I've got, except for if you're game, we have a newer segment called the Furious Five. It's just a quick 5 questions, sort of ridiculous questions. And we're kind of going to keep track of who does the best over the course of the year here.
All right.
Are you game? You don't sound so game there, John.
Sure. Let's do it.
I've never heard so much enthusiasm in my life, Bruce.
Yeah, I mean, I put a lot of work into this, John, and now you just
All
kind of
right,
shot
all
me
right.
down. Jesus.
that was like asking a girl out on a date, and she's just like, well.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
See, we've even got theme music for this, and we're ready to roll.
All right.
All right, and now you're getting even more scared. You're making me feel bad here, John.
Brutally delicious, fabulous bite.
Let's see. In which musical key do most toilets flush? E flat, C, or F?
D.
No, John.
E.
It was an E flat. You're right. All right. Let's see. Name 3 root vegetables.
Beets, potatoes, yams. I don't know.
There you go.
What's enough?
That'll work.
Cool.
Name 3 foods with a city in their name.
Oh shit! 3 foods with a city in their name.
What the
Oh man.
is that?
Buffalo wings. Buffalo wings. And buffalo wings. I don't know.
All right, we're going to call that.
Neapolitan pizza. I got 2. Third one. I mean, Chicago style pizza, but that.
Hey, there you go. You pulled it out. Nice.
All right.
How many dimples are on a golf ball?
Oh shit! Who knows that?
Fucked up, Bruce.
80, 85, 80.
Come on, John.
Oh.
A regulation golf ball, everyone knows, has 336 dimples on it.
Everyone knows.
I'm a golf
Really?
addict, and I've never even heard of this before.
Are you okay for one more, or are you ready to hang up
Sure,
on
man.
me?
Sure. It's fun.
You can tell him to fuck off anytime.
Yeah, most people do, actually.
I
right,
really
let's see.
I thought my noggin was full of a ton of useless knowledge. I guess I've got a long way to go.
You've now met
I
Bruce.
thought you were going to be the, the one who sets the bar here on the first episode and be, 5 for 5.
Hell, it's the first episode.
Judging by your enthusiasm, it might be the last as well.
It's a shame that Bruce paid a really big black metal band to do the music for this.
Got a great intro and everything. All right, name 3 works by Michelangelo.
3 works by Michelangelo. David, the Sistine Chapel. Oh shit. I can't think of a third.
John, you're killing me.
What's the third one?
Chris, what do you got?
I got nothing.
Oh, I gotta Google it. I don't have an answer for you.
I think the question's fucking terrible.
You're supposed to know these answers.
Wait a second.
Come
All right, you
on.
want a better one?
Oh, God.
Oh, that one's pretty good.
How about last one, and maybe we'll substitute this. Gynophobia is an irrational fear of what?
Oh shit, vagina.
You can hang up on me, John, if you want. All right, I'm going to take that as you don't want to answer. You want the answer? I do know that one.
Are you serious? It's not fear of vagina?
No, it's fear of women in general.
Oh, okay.
So you're close.
That fear was obviously named by a man.
What was the term again? It was
Gynophobia.
gynophobia. Yeah. Fear of vagina.
Well,
right.
I want to thank you for taking the time and putting up with all my nonsense. Let me finish telling you my story.
Okay.
So I get in this place and the dude's like, dude, you owe us $2,000. I'm like, what the fuck? The mirror's bent. That's about all. But my shoulder was killing me.
Oh,
So so we're all in this little booth in this little Mexican city. And the guy was adamant. I'm going to call the Federale. You're going to pay $2,000. And we're looking at our watches and we're like, shit, we're not going to make this boat. It's now like 4:20. So Rory gets involved because he's used to getting his bands out of trouble all around the world. And he starts speaking Spanish to this guy. And the next thing I know, he's like, hey, listen, the guy wants $400 and they'll race us back to the boat so we don't miss it. So I gave him the credit card, $400. They race us back to the boat. And when I spent the next 3 days hanging out with, or 2 days hanging out with you and Angela and everybody.
Yeah.
And when I got home, I was like, fuck, my shoulder's killing me. Broken in 2 places.
Oh my God. Oh man.
That's a good story.
I spent a lot of time with Epica in 2011 on that boat.
That's what you said.
I had a lot of good times with those guys. Man, oh man.
You didn't go scootering with us, or you would have been privy to that wonderful story.
Well, no, I woke up so fucking hungover that day. And I ended up, like, I met these 2 guys. They were both called Mike. So I called them the Mike and Mike Show. And I'd never met them before. And this kind of goes to the metal community at large, you know. Never met them. I was on that boat literally just by myself. I knew people there, but like
Right.
I was just by myself. So I was just like, so I met these 2 guys, Mike and Mike, and we ended up catching a cab to a 7-Eleven, and then we bought like a 24-pack of beer, and then we jumped back in the cab and said to the cab, "Where's the beach?" And he took us to this weird fucking beach, man. Like, I don't even know where it was. There was like a little house beside it. Like it wasn't a tourist beach at all.
Were you at all worried?
No. In retrospect, maybe we should have been, but
Right.
at the time we were just sitting at this kind of private beach at someone's house, drinking beer under this cabana that was there. And then we finished the beer, and then we were like, fuck, we got to get another cab, right? Like, shit, what do we do? So we walked down the road with this almost empty case of beer, drinking beers until we got a cab.
Nice.
And then we had them stop at 7-Eleven to get us 6 more beers, because we thought, you know, we should probably get really drunk before we get on the boat and have to pay those
Right.
big prices.
To drink again.
Yeah. So, man, it was expensive, you know, on the boat.
Oh, yeah.
So we're standing in line and we're just guzzling. We had about 9 beers left or something. We were just pounding beers, and like people are like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, and I was just like, whatever. And then when we finally got to the front, we finished our last beer. We got on the boat, and that's when shit got really crazy. So, yeah.
That's when it got crazy.
Yeah, man, you know, yeah. I think that's the thing about that. I know we talk about 70,000 tons of metal a lot because that's how you and I met.
Right.
But there was something about that first year that's never happened again on that boat, you know?
Because nobody knew what to expect, and you were flying by the seat of your pants.
Yeah, but like every other year, you know, I met bands, I did, you know, but it wasn't like that year. Like that year, I was like literally stealing bottles of tequila off the off the outside bartender with bands and shooting tequila. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And like there was so much shit I did with those guys, and then they came through Vancouver like 8 months later or something, and Rory was tour managing them, and we went for sushi, and like, you know, I don't know if they'd remember me now, but like at the time there was still that camaraderie that was so like,
right,
you know, it was unbelievable.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good.
All right, let's wrap the other one up, and I'll try one more time, and then we'll wait till 3.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks for listening. That was a pretty great interview with John Allen. That's a really good band. I suggest you take the time to go check out their EP when it comes out on the 22nd.
Absolutely. Can't wait. The new single sounds great.
Yeah, that was a good interview too. And he played along with your dumb questions, so that was great.
The Furious Five.